So hello guys, I wanted to show you a strategy that I used just when I got to the T16 to farm some currency to upgrade my build, and I was running harvest with idols that I will show later in the video. And why I think it's good, because with this strategy you are always getting at least 4 harvests, and in every harvest you have at least 3 tier 3 plants. So from just one harvest you are getting like 2 to 3,000, or sometimes if you get lucky even more, even 4,000. I've got once 4,000 juice just from one map. So that's pretty good for start, and this strategy is also pretty easy because you just have to kill mobs in harvest. Actually, sometimes monsters in harvest are pretty scary, but I think most of the builds can do it easily. And also keep in mind that's not some endgame strategy, it's just, I think I wanted to show you it because I think it's pretty good if you just get to them like yellow or red maps and want to get some currency to upgrade your gear. It's not too bad also, because I would even say it's pretty good. Like if you can make about 5 divines per hour just by running harvest, and you don't have to buy a tons of scarabs and like set up your maps for 30 minutes. You just want to go in, it's almost like all can go. You just need 2 scarabs that are pretty easy to buy, and just arc your map, maybe add some quality later and just blast. Okay, and going to idols, the most important one are those. As you can see, there is harvest crops in your maps have 33% increased chance to contain tier 3 plants, and you can get this to 35%, and I'm running 9 of those, and as you can see it gives me 308% increased chance to contain tier 3 plants. And why 300% is important? Because when I was running with 8 of them, so I had like 273%, I wasn't getting tier 3 all the time. Sometimes I had crops with like tier 2, I mean 1 tier 3 or just 2 tier 3. But when I got the 9, I'm sitting at over 300%, I'm always getting 3 tier 3 plants. So you really want to have this number up to 300%. And actually I haven't gotten once 4 tier 3 plants. So I don't know if you can get this, or do maybe more 400% to get 4. I'm not sure, but with over 300%, I'm always getting at least 3 tier 3 in every crop. So I just don't have to think, I just go and kill the mobs. And then I'm running those two, and it gives me that the sacred growth in your maps have 60% chance to contain an additional harvest. So what it does, it makes that our harvest always have at least 4 crops. Sometimes we got 5, but we always have at least 4 crops. It's stated there that growth in your maps have 120% chance to contain an additional harvest. So that's the 2 most important things. One, that 60% chance to contain an additional harvest, and the increased chance to contain tier 3 plants. And if you are about the prices, so the idol that gives you chance to contain additional harvest, and we only need 2 of those, are for like 5C each, I would say. There's a lot of them for 5C, now there for 10, but you only need 2 of those, and you actually don't need 60%, you just need 50, because, or even 40, 60, you can do something like that with that, because you only need 100% chance to contain an additional harvest, so you will always have 4 harvests in your maps. Then for the idols that gives us increased chance to contain tier 3 plants, they are for like 4, 5C, but you need 9 of those. So it's a little bit more expensive, but still it's just 5C, and you will make up that in like just few maps, because we are doing like 2 or 3k Lifeforce every map. And last idol that I'm using, and it is Lifeforce dropped by Harvest Monsters in your maps, has 12% chance to be duplicated. It's this one, and it costs like 20, 30 chaos. Actually, it got pretty cheap because I bought it for 60 chaos. The full idol set that doesn't even cost 1 div. So yeah, that's pretty cheap tactic. And with the Scarabs, it's like 12, 13 C per map. Okay, and going to Scarabs, what I'm using. So I'm running with Harvest Scarab just to get Sacred Growth to our map, because I'm not getting any Sacred Growth chance on idols. And Harvest Scarab of doubling just to get double Lifeforce from monsters. And actually you can use some other Scarabs, I will show you in a moment. Maybe you can use some increased magic pack size, or there are scarabs that cartography, no, the scarab of risk, I think, that gives, oh, there it is, cartography scarab of risk. It gives one additional modifier, so your map will be harder, but you will be getting more life force. But I'm not using it because that's a cheap tactic. When I get to the T16s, I bought some idols and I started to use this tactic. Actually, right now, it's the day after that I was running the maps. The scarabs are going a little bit up in the price. Now they are 15C each. I mean, I think it's still worth to use them, but if they will be like 20 chaoses, I don't think it's worth to use them with this strategy. Just run maps without the scarabs and you still will make pretty nice currency. Maybe like 3 divines per hour or something like that. And I think that's still pretty good just to start and get some currency to buy some gear. Because even without the scarabs, your harvest will be much easier because the monsters with these scarabs have 100% more life. So without the scarabs, it might be even better because you will be able to run maps faster and maybe just run maps on lower tier and just go for the harvest and then leave. So you might even make more currency in 1 hour if you just run just the harvest. So I ran 15 maps. And it took me like 1 hour to finish, and I was full clearing maps, not just running the harvest and then leaving. So if I were just running harvest and then just going next map, this amount of life force would be much higher, but I still wanted to get some maps just to get sustain of them. I don't have enough of them to just run harvest and then leave. But going to the point, that's around 35,000 Jews, and as I told, it took me 1 hour to run, and it's around 4 divines just for the Jews, not counting any other profit another loot that I dropped. So just from the life force, we made around 4 divines in 1 hour, and minus the investment that we had to make, it is around 11C per map. So that's minus 1.5 divine. Pure profit just from the life force is around 2.5 divines. But you will drop something else in these maps. Some chaoses, maybe some eldritch currency, some crystallite life force. So yeah, you can make like 3 divines per hour with this tactic. And it's not something crazy, but it is very consistent because you are almost every single map getting around 2,000 to 3,000 Jews from one map, and you really can't lose on this. So I would say that's really good strategy just to get starting, get some gear, and then if you've got some currency, buy more expensive idols and swap to the more risk and more profit strategy. But I would say that's pretty good just for the start. And also the big plus of this strategy is that you don't need a very fast build or something like that. Almost every build can kill you the harvest. So okay, once you get to the harvest, so you can see every plot has 3 tier 3 plants. So here and here, every plot has triple tier 3. It never had 4 tier 3. So I think that's the maximum that we can get on this percentage. When I achieve the 300%, I haven't got 2. I mean 2 tier 3. I'm always getting 3 times tier 3 plants on every of the plots. Basically don't have to think about anything, maybe just the color that you want to grab. So let's say I want to grab yellow, so I just pressed it and just kill the mobs, and I do it for every plot. And that's all for the harvest. You don't have to do any crop rotation or something like that. You just go in, kill mobs, grab your loot, and you are done, and you can go next map. And selling harvest juice is also very easy. Let's say I have there 16,000 life force, blue life force. I just go to the currency exchange to Faustus, and let's say for divines. So I check the price. It's about, let's say, 7,000 for one divine. So I will sell, let's say, 14,000 for 2 divines, and I think it will sell pretty fast. Also, if you want, you can just sell life force for chaoses. So let's say I have 2,000 life force and I want to grab some chaoses fast, so it's about 1 to 73, something like that. Let's say that I want to grab like 22 chaoses for 2,000 life force, and it's sold instantly. It's really easy and you can quickly get currency from it. It's not hard to sell.